Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast, Field Goals and Forecasts, now on Afterthought Sports. From inside the radio station at 88.3 FM The Buzz, St. Bonaventure, New York, I'm Ryan Adio, as always, joined by my lovely co-host, James Derrick. And there's really not too much to talk about here. I won't lie. It's the first day of April. But we have a few free agency news here, or a bit of free agency news here, I guess.
A few free agency news.
A few free
Great,
agents.
Ryan.
I was trying to say like a few free agents with... No, there's just nothing. I can't really... I don't know. We're in the offseason.
Yeah, get into the news.
Let's go with Bills. I mean, the Bills did something cool. They extended Christian Benford. He was the fifth highest rated cornerback per PFF this season. I'm gonna ask you this sincerely. 4 years, $76 million. Did Brandon Beane cook with this one?
I mean, absolutely. I feel like that's got to be a steal in a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, we just saw J.C. Horn. We just saw Derek Stingley get those, $100 million plus contracts. And then you see Christian Benford, who, as you mentioned, fifth highest rated in PFF, get about a $25 million discount on the whole thing. So
fifth highest rated in PFF, and we had one of the harder schedules in the NFL last season.
Yeah, and
he was covering pretty much every really good receiver.
I know some people have a gripe with PFF. There are like some genuinely good players that are just terribly ranked on PFF, but still, that means something.
It's hard to rank corners. You can't really go off their stats. There's not a ton of like DB stats. I mean, I could tell you he had 2 interceptions, like 40 tackles, but what does that mean for you?
Yeah, I don't know. Not that he's fifth. That seems pretty good.
Sorry. I think for using PFF for corner rating, I feel like it works. Otherwise, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. But I think like 1 and 2 are like PS2. PS2 Derek Stingley, I think. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, and then I think 3 is like Cooper DeJean or something. Which, hey, hats off. But anyway, that I think whatever.
Go Coop.
This offseason has really been good for the Bills. I think people are kind of sleeping on it because we didn't sign anyone like huge. I mean, Josh Palmer, that's a really good addition. But we extended all of our key pieces. I don't think you can really undervalue that. I mean, can we just talk about how good this 2022 draft was? I was looking back at this the other day.
All right, let's talk about it.
We only missed like 1.5 picks, right?
1.5. All right.
Kyer Elam, round 1. Okay, that's the miss.
That
is the one
air
miss.
Ball.
That is, yeah, that's an air ball with 3 seconds left on the shot clock.
I don't know if you've ever seen that clip of Carmelo Anthony airballing from like 3 feet away from the hoop.
Is it the one the comment that no?
No, I don't. It's not that. You know what? I'll show it to you after.
All right, fair enough.
That's what that was.
Anyway, Kyer Elam round 1, that was bad. James Cook round 2, that's a great pick. Terrell Bernard round 3.
Yeah.
That is a great pick.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have a 4th round pick. Khalil Shakir, round 5. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Matt Ariza, round 5. That's like an honorable mention. It didn't work out for us, but that's not really our fault. He would have been good, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he is like the best punter in the league, isn't he?
I have no idea.
I
mean, he plays for the Chiefs. I don't think he's the best punter in the league.
Well,
he probably could have been. If
he's got a leg.
Yeah, he does.
No, I think he... Sorry, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Continue.
He probably would have been a good punter for the Bills. Anyway, Christian Benford, round 6. That's an absolute steal. That is a diamond in the rough type thing.
Yeah, seriously.
Luke Tenuta, round 6. I think he might not be on the team anymore, but whatever. It's a round 6 pick.
Yeah, exactly.
Balin Spector, I think, is still on the team, but he's like a backup. Still, a round 6 guy. Mm-hmm. You could talk about James Cook, Terrell Bernard, Khalil Shakir, Matt Ariza, Christian Benford. One of the top drafts in NFL history.
NFL history is a little crazy. I think Benford in the 6th really helps
How about Bills history? Would we do that?
I feel like you got to hit the 1st round pick. If we just hit somebody that's like relatively close to 1st round value in the 1st round there, then you can kind of label that like, oh, that might be an all-timer, considering that James Cook, RB1, Khalil Shakir, wide receiver 1, kind of,
Yeah, pretty much.
And then Benford, corner 1. I mean, doesn't get any better than that. And they
Benford, corner 1 in the 6th round.
In the 6th round.
6th round.
Now imagine if we just got like someone that remotely close to first round value in the first round.
I
That
can't
could have
even
been
think
insane.
of who was left there in the 2022 draft. Can I Google this real quick to see
Yeah,
who
go
we
for
could
it.
have had? Let's look at like round 2. Are we saying still corner? We're going DB here.
Yeah, because we
Round
probably wouldn't take the best
2
available,
corner.
right?
We could have got Andrew Booth, who I know was a big name coming out, but I mean, again, neither of them played well. I want to say, where is it? Is this the year with Is this? No, it's not. We could have got Nick Benito. That's actually crazy to think about.
That would have been
Cam
nice.
Jurgens, Jaquan Brisker. It's quite nice. Safety for the Bears.
Yeah.
Is this the year with? No, it must not have been. I was thinking this was. No, that was the year after that. That was Kincaid over. Why am I blanking on his name? Safety from the Lions.
I'm sorry.
I'm completely blanking on
I
his
just
name.
I just didn't really understand where you're going. Sorry.
Safety on the Lions.
Right now,
Yeah.
like their number
like
one
Alabama.
safety.
He came from Alabama. Dude, I can't think of his name.
You're just gonna have to edit this out, dude. We look terrible right now.
Yeah, this is bad. Anyway, hopefully you all know who I'm talking about. It doesn't matter. I thought that was this year. It's not. I guess there's not too many really good corners that were taken after him.
No,
Let's just put it that way.
we weren't gonna draft safety at that point. We had 2.
You could have got Kobe Bryant or Tariq Woolen, but that's like, I mean that's just reaching it. That would have been a reach at that point. Anyway, bad first round pick. Otherwise, really good draft. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And we extended almost all those guys. Bernard, Shakir, Benford, all 2022 picks.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. That's all I got. Christian Benford, really good deal. What else can you say?
No, nothing else. I mean, we've already touched on, Shakir and Cook and stuff like that this offseason so far. What about the new rules?
Oh yeah, so the new NFL rules. The NFL just kind of threw these in here. They had like a vote, I think, owners vote. Playoff overtime has now been extended to the regular season, so both teams will have a possession. And it was originally brought up as a let's do a 15-minute overtime instead, but they said no. It's still 10 minutes. So 15
minutes is just. Imagine a couple teams to go to overtime, and it's like they're playing a whole another half a game of a season than another team.
I mean, as a media guy, I can tell you that would absolutely just be terrible because like commercials would get messed up, like everything along those lines, just rough. Anyway, but,
Mr. Rick Carnath, he would hate that. Yeah, I'm sure he would agree.
Expanded replay assistant. So what I have here is that hits on a defensive player, grabbing the face mask, performing a horse collar tackle, tripping, and running into or roughing the kicker can be reviewed only if a flag was initially thrown. So, James, what I'm hearing is this isn't going to help much.
Yeah, well, and if so really it's only going to take away the roughing the kicker or stuff like that.
Yeah, like, so personal foul, I think, like face mask. If a flag was thrown initially for a face mask and there was no face mask, you can challenge that, and it can be overthrown. But overturned. I was thinking thrown because, like, flags, You can't, however, throw a flag if...
you can't challenge if there's no flag.
If there's no flag. So, if there was a face mask and they didn't throw a flag, it doesn't matter.
What if...
Again, really doesn't help anything.
What if they throw a flag? All right, you're the team punting, and I know you don't know the answer to this, so this is a stupid hypothetical.
Okay.
You're the team punting, and you have an illegal block in the back, but they also, so they throw the flag for the illegal block in the back, but they also rough your kicker, and the refs don't see it. Can you challenge that penalty of roughing the kicker, so you can at least get? Well, I don't know. Would that offset? I don't actually know, but
I don't think so.
But still,
And Yeah.
It has to be a flag about the play that they threw the flag about.
So again, that really doesn't help anything.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's like the biggest problem was they're missing calls.
Yeah, and
You know?
I guess it helps with flopping. I mean, I don't know. There's not really a flopping pandemic in the NFL like there is in like the NBA, but yeah. I mean, it cuts down on some missed calls. I know a lot of people hate when the game gets paused to
That's true.
make things right, and I think there is a balance there. But ultimately, you do want things to be correct, don't you? I don't know.
Fair enough. I mean, it's better than nothing.
Yeah,
I'll give them that. I still think that you should be able to challenge penalties, like if they didn't happen or if they weren't called.
Yeah.
But,
maybe.
we may never get there.
Yeah.
Last new rule here is that the touchback now moves to the 35-yard line. Like, I don't know how long ago it was, but it was the 20-yard line initially.
Yeah.
Then it was the 25. Then it was the 30, and now it's the 35 within a span of, like, at least 10 years. Like, I don't know if I love that. That's really far.
I know, right?
That's 5 yards less than if you just kick it out of bounds.
There's just going to be a lot more scoring. They want more teams to score. And
I get that.
Let's be honest, right? What's the use of a punter now? Because teams, analytics tell you that once you get inside, your own territory, or at least like the 50-yard line, you can go for 4th and 2, 4th and 3, maybe even 4th and 4, depending on how comfortable you are with the offense. That's like one first down, and then you're in the territory of going for it on 4th down. Does that make sense? Right? So if you're at the 35, and then you get a first down at the 45.
That's a good point.
If you can just get 6 yards in the next 3 plays, you're going for it on 4th down. So that I think it changes it entirely. Whereas, if you're at the 40, and your first down line is at the 50, you're probably going to punt it there. Right? If you're still in your opponent's territory on 4th, you're probably going to punt the ball. Now you're at a point where you're in your own territory on 4th if you can get one first down.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I didn't even think about that. I mean, the farther you move them, like Dan Campbell, like if he's on his own 40, he's going for that.
Yeah,
absolutely he would.
Never gonna
I guess
punt
it's
again.
it is only touchbacks on kickoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I guess they're just trying to encourage kick returns.
Yeah.
Which just continually keeps not working. So I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna help.
They've introduced skill to the kickoff. Like you kind of have to be a good kicker, really get that thing in the air without having it go in the end zone.
That's true. But I think they also got rid of the skill of the kickoff. I mean, when you're not allowed to move,
kicker.
When you're not allowed to move until the guy catches the ball, it gets rid of like almost the plays that you could draw up on special teams.
Yeah,
I actually talked
kinda.
to Steve Tasker about this. One of the greatest special teamers of all time. Interview somewhere on the YouTube. You should go watch it. And he was talking about how when he was a special teamer, when he was a gunner, they would run up like certain like plays to get to the kicker quicker. Now you can't really do that.
Which
it's interesting. I don't not like the new kickoff rules. I think they are good. It just really hasn't done what it was meant to do.
Yeah.
I think there are still no kick returns, but we'll see if this makes it any better.
Maybe. We'll see it. You got to see it in action, right?
Eventually, touchbacks will just be moved to the 50. We'll have a quick game.
Yeah.
Last thing here for rules-wise, the tush push hasn't been voted on yet, I guess, at least from when we're recording this. It hasn't been banned, but there's a lot of outcry to ban it. Do you think it should be banned?
It's hard not to just sound like a loser when you say you want it to be banned. But I don't know, it's kind of boring.
It is a little boring.
Let's see some actual plays on 4th down.
Yeah, I mean, when the Eagles get into 4th and 1, like you just know what's going to happen. It's basically a first down.
They get like 3rd and 3. You think to yourself, wow, they just got this first down. And it's 3rd and 3. They don't have the first down yet, but they just run the ball up the middle and then tush push and then that's it.
And I know it is. I know it. The argument is, well, just stop it. If other teams could do it, they would. Just stop it.
Yeah, and also
And I get that,
yeah,
but it is a little boring.
yeah, and I also don't know how much this actually bans. Like, you can't ban the QB sneak, right?
Right.
The tush push is a different play than the QB sneak. They don't want people to be able to push, right? But, you know, the sneak play is still going to be a thing. People are still going to, if it's 4th and inches, people will probably still sneak. They just can't have someone push.
Yeah. I guess that's fair. Yeah.
I don't know. If you still have that good of an O-line, you're still going to be able to do those kinds of plays.
Does this take away the Bills' QB sneak?
I hope it does.
Yeah, I actually would agree with that.
After trying it many times
And
against
not
Kansas
working,
City, and
yeah.
it didn't even work. Well, that's the other thing. It's like, it didn't even work, and I want it to be banned. I'm tired of seeing it. It's boring.
I think it is a little boring. I would agree with you on that. I do think I would be against the ban. I think it is a little silly. I mean, it is boring. I will agree with you on that. But I also think, give it time. Teams will figure out how to stop it, maybe, hopefully.
I don't
teams
think so.
have figured out how to stop it. I mean, you look at the, was it Eagles-Rams? Who stopped the tush push a few times?
I don't remember.
It was one of those playoff games where the Eagles kind of got stuffed a bit. And, teams figure out how to stop it. I don't know. If other teams could do it, they would do it. The Eagles just are really good at it. When your QB squats like 350, I think you can do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could go either way for me.
I guess
not really.
You make a good point. It'd be silly to ban it, right? But I just am tired of seeing it. As a fan,
Yeah.
the fan side of me is just like, I don't feel like watching this anymore.
It would be more fun without it.
Yeah.
I can agree with you on that. Last thing I got here, Russell Wilson went to the Giants. Hooray.
Nice.
Cool. They have Jameis. Do you think they're still going to draft a QB?
Yeah. I mean, I think Jameis, he was an emergency QB last year. I don't imagine he went up a spot. He's probably an emergency QB on every team. That's what I think.
I don't know.
You think the Giants aren't
I still would take Jameis Winston over Russell Wilson. I think that I know that's crazy. I just think that Jameis has a higher upside. Russell Wilson has a hard time adjusting to new teams. It's not ridiculous to say.
I don't know.
I don't know. It could go either way for me. They're pretty much on the same level at this point. Still don't think the Giants are going to be good regardless. So.
Yeah.
All right, and we got a little special segment for you guys here. We're going to do an all-time good guys draft. So these are guys who, I think are just they're up there for like man of the year contenders, right? They've really they're not just good on the field, they're good off the field. They do a lot of charity work, stuff like that. So we have their names. It's a draft, but it's basically it's a draft. I mean, it's a snake draft, so I'll go first.
We're only gonna go 5 rounds.
5 rounds, yeah. So there's gonna be 10 players. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start here.
You can start.
Give me Ndamukong Suh. So Ndamukong Suh, he established the Suh Family Foundation, where he helps communities and supplies resources to those who are underprivileged. They've donated millions and millions of dollars in school supplies to needy Detroit schools, and in 2011, he was named America's most charitable athlete after donating $2.6 million to his alma mater, the University of Nebraska. All around, just good guy, has donated a ton of money. How can you argue with a guy who's America's most charitable athlete?
I know, I was just about to say America's most charitable athlete.
Yeah.
Does it get any better than that?
Yeah.
In 2011.
I'm excited to see who you pick next. I am.
Yeah, so I think my first round pick, there's a couple guys you could go with, but I wanted to think outside the box. The mainstream guys, they get their recognition anyways.
Yeah, I mean, like, you could talk about, like, really good guys like Cam Hayward just won Man of the Year. Who was it this year that won Man of the Year? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
That's probably bad, but anyway, who cares? Move on,
Regardless, I wasn't looking for who won Man of the Year this year. Everyone knows they're a good guy.
Right.
So, I'm trying to go fly under the radar. Let me take Rashee Rice.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
In May 2024, Rice distributed pizza and water to the homeless and those in need in Dallas, Texas. And in November of 2024, he also participated in a massive Thanksgiving food drive, and he handed out 150 meal kits to families in need.
And he's pretty new to the NFL. I mean, he was a rookie a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So already doing this, already being on this draft is really, really crazy impressive.
Yeah. And I guess snake draft, so I get to go
That's
two
true.
in a row
That's true.
here. This is where, again, I want to take another guy who kind of flies under the radar with his charitable stuff. I'm going to take Adrian Peterson.
Oh, I had him pretty high, actually.
Yeah. Peterson made a notable contribution to fight COVID-19.
Yeah, I remember that.
He donated $100,000 through his charity, the Adrian and Ashley Peterson Family Foundation, to aid senior citizens and students affected in Houston by the coronavirus outbreak. So, good to know that he's trying to help out, people getting sick. COVID was a big thing,
Yeah, and I mean, he didn't even play during COVID. So, right?
Well, I think he may have still been on.
He might have been on a team. He wasn't as good during COVID. How about that?
And he's dipping into his retirement funds at this point to give away for money for COVID.
He was aiding senior citizens on the way to being a senior citizen.
Exactly.
That's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I have 2 picks back to back here as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is a tough one to be in. Round 2, pick 2. Give me Tyreek Hill.
Oh,
again,
yes.
under the radar kind of guys here.
Precisely.
He has the Tyreek Hill Family Foundation, where they fight against hunger, homelessness, and mental health. It offers kids free fitness and youth football camps across the country in the offseason. He also did work to help against hurricane and relief funds and he started a Cheetah Scholarship Fund in the Kansas City area. Oh, bless you. Must be allergic to good deeds. He also does stuff with like influencers. He raced iShow Speed apparently. He plays Fortnite. He's just like he's helping out kids. He loves kids.
I'm not the only one allergic to good deeds.
Yeah. He has a lot of kids himself too.
He does.
Yeah.
He loves children.
Oh right, I have a pick back to back.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go with his Kansas City teammate here. I'm gonna go Kareem Hunt.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah, they were on the same team.
Good guy.
And they're both really good guys. Hunt has the Build a Bridge initiative.
Spit it out. There you go.
Build a Bridge with a D. I was really trying there. I was having a hard time.
Kareem Hunt built a bridge.
He has the Build a Bridge initiative, where he focuses on community outreach, doing charitable work. I'm having a really hard time, dude.
Oh my god.
Charitable work such as youth programs, addressing food insecurity, and promoting unity within the Cleveland County. The Build a Bridge helps to unify high school football teams who deal with diversity and racial problems. So, Build a Bridge, what it does is if like your high school team is having problems with like, diversity or racism, it helps unify those teammates. I think that's a really good cause, honestly.
No, definitely. I have to agree with that. I mean, there's, it's still a problem in this country.
Yeah.
And I think
100%,
it's important that he does what he can to fix that. So good on Kareem Hunt.
Now you got 2 back to back.
I get 2 back to back here. Again, let's fly under the radar here. Antonio Brown. Okay.
Oh.
In December of 2016,
yeah,
Brown donated, and I will say he has a grocery list of charitable donations, I will say.
Yeah.
He donated $100,000 to Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh, expressing his desire to give back to disadvantaged children, and show his own children how fortunate they are. When you do these kinds of things and you see disadvantaged children, I think that's also opening his own children's eyes to how fortunate they are. Yeah. And he also collaborated with Spray Ground to give away over 800 backpacks, not just backpacks, filled with school supplies for children in the Pittsburgh area.
Wow.
Among multiple other things, I think there are a couple other 6-figure donations he's made, but I just wanted to touch on a couple.
Yeah.
But genuinely, Antonio Brown actually has done a lot for Pittsburgh when he was there.
Yeah, he did a ton of work for Pittsburgh. Just a really good guy.
Yeah, an overall good guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that leaves me with a back-to-back here.
Mm-hmm.
Start of round 4 this is.
This is, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's no other good guy than Ray Lewis.
Yeah, kind of a sleeper pick, and he played a little bit ago. So
yeah, for sure. He's not active anymore. Neither was Adrian Peterson. But
right.
in 2015, Lewis partnered with Rob Wallace to found Power 52, a community solar solution. Power 52 provides affordable, renewable energy to inner city communities. So it's green, and it's giving back to inner city communities that might not have the privilege of buying solar renewable energy. And he's also been building on his passion for empowering people.
Really?
As a motivational speaker. I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I mean, he was always good at hyping people up.
Yeah, for sure. Just a good guy.
You love a guy who provides affordable renewable energy. I mean, that just those kinds of things go under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
People don't notice that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a sleeper pick for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's your diamond in the rough right there. I have two back to back here at the end of round 4. Give me a former Falcon. You know how I love my Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Michael Vick. He's actually one of the biggest advocates now for fighting against dog fighting, which is a little bit of play on words. But he works with the Humane Society. He fights against animal cruelty. He even has his Victory dogs, who were saved from dogfighting and taken to the Best Friends Animal Shelter. He's an ASPCA partner. He has donated a ton of money to high school sports, and he still donates to local sports in Philadelphia. He also has the Vic Family Dream Fund, where he mentors the youth through football camps and speaking engagements, and he even sets up holiday shopping experiences for local youth in the ATL in Atlanta.
Wow.
I can't believe you let me get this guy so late, honestly.
Yeah.
With the amount of stuff he's done, I can't believe it. I actually...
You know what?
Round 4.
Yeah.
Dude, what a round 4.
You have a good point.
2 sleeper picks back to back. And now we're entering the final round here.
Mm-hmm. Who are you going to take in round 5?
It's a little bit of a stretch, but I'm going to stick with my guy here. I'm going with Deshaun Watson.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I know you wanted it. I know you were thinking about it.
Darn.
So I had to take it from you before you could. He has the Deshaun Watson Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to supporting education, health, housing, and other charitable causes for families and youth in underprivileged communities. It was founded in 2019, and Watson helps out underprivileged communities by offering mortgage assistance, giving out college scholarships, supporting schools and educational programs, supporting families and children facing medical situations, and assisting with their preventative health.
Wow.
What else can you do? I mean,
yeah.
Again, grocery list of charitable activities.
Yeah, and what else could you do?
Yeah,
exactly.
Honestly. All right, you got the final pick here, the Mr. Irrelevant of this draft.
Yeah, Mr. Irrelevant, but we all know who this guy is. Give me O.J. Simpson.
Oh.
So Simpson did engage in some
way.
charitable endeavors, donating to the Special Olympics and hosting a fundraiser for a group working with gang members and victims of domestic violence.
Yeah.
O.J. Simpson, he was
an MVP, and he was an MVP off the field too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure. He was very fast.
Yeah.
On and off the field.
What else can he say? He's helping victims of domestic abuse.
Exactly.
What a good guy.
That's a good guy.
That was a sleeper pick. I can't believe I forgot about him.
Mm-hmm.
It was so far in the past, I don't know. So that's our list. You want me to run through it one more time?
Yeah.
All right. So we have Ndamukong Suh, Rashee Rice, Adrian Peterson, Tyreek Hill, Kareem Hunt, Antonio Brown, Ray Lewis, Mike Vick, Deshaun Watson, and O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, bring it home, baby.
So 10 really good guys.
Mm-hmm. Just overall,
just the cream of the crop.
Yeah, I have to agree with that for sure.
And our final little section here that I have, if you don't know, we're here at St. Bonaventure. Obviously, I have a few roommates. My roommate, Mike, here's a picture of him. Here's Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Mike is 5'7", 140 pounds. He would have been an NFL superstar if he didn't break both of his kneecaps in middle school. I'm telling you, he would have been scary. You've seen him.
I've had the
nice.
pleasure of looking at Mike Hughes,
Yeah.
which is his name, tape, and he's got good stuff. Just look up Mike Hughes NFL, and that's
Mike
it.
Hughes, Pittsford.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's 5 guys I think he could take in a fight. At number 5, and you're probably gonna agree with me on this one. Harrison Butker.
Oh,
Absolutely.
definitely.
So what I have here, Mike, he's a good guy, huge advocate for women's rights,
Exactly.
and that would fuel his anger in this fight. He would 100% kick Harrison Butker, and Butker, he's a kicker. He's on the smaller size when it comes to NFL players, and he's dealt with a recent injury last year. He could easily take him.
And I remember Mike saying he wanted to fight him. So
Yeah, I do.
yeah, that could happen.
Number 4, Cam Lewis. So this is actually Mike's least favorite player. He is a big Bills fan, but he just doesn't like Cam Lewis. He has unkept rage for Cam Lewis. That rage would absolutely help him, fuel him in this fight. And it's a Bills backup DB. Come on.
Yeah.
Cam Lewis is still too busy trying to intercept that pass from Kirk Cousins to Justin Jefferson on 4th and 18 in Week 10 of the 2022 NFL season to fight back against Mike.
See? Yeah, I agree.
Pin dropped. He could easily take him. Number 3, I have Patrick Mahomes. I mean, come on. Duh. Mike's a huge Bills fan. I already said that earlier. Absolutely despises the Chiefs. He would slug Mahomes on sight. 100% just slugging Mahomes on sight for the revenge for the past 5 years or so. And Mahomes is just a QB.
Yeah.
Right? He's not on the bigger side of guys. He's got a bad ankle. He would definitely take advantage of that.
So coddled.
Yeah, 100%.
He's not used to anyone hitting him.
Right. Without that O-line in front of him, he's done.
One hit from Mike, done.
Yeah. And then we're getting into the top 2 here. It was tough between 1 and 2, but I think number 2 makes sense. Give me Von Miller.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a fight, but I'd like to see it.
Yeah, it would be close, but I think Mike can take him. I think Mike's pent-up rage for Von Miller would allow him to take him on. And after what Von did to rob the Bills, I think Mike would force him to retire. I think that would be the goal. He'd force him to retire so that the Bills can get their money back. He's a little bit older. I think that's when I was weighing whether I think he could take him or not. I think that was what pushed me over the edge. Von is a little bit older.
Yeah, and we all saw that fight with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
it kind of gives the same vibes here. Mike tire him out, and then it's just gonna be easy.
Except this time, Mike will be the winner.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about Tyson.
Yes.
Don't even get me started on Mike Tyson. Mike could take him too. Number 1 now, Myles Garrett. I mean, it's self-explanatory.
I can't.
It wouldn't even be a
all.
contest. He's not even mad at Myles Garrett. He has no hatred against him. I think if you just sat them down in a room, one-on-one, it wouldn't even be a matchup. You agree?
Yeah. Without a doubt.
All right, that's my top 5 list. Myles Garrett, Von Miller, Patrick Mahomes, Cam Lewis, Harrison Butker. Let me know if you think Mike could take those guys too. Let us know what you think of our all-time good guys draft and April Fools. Just wanted to throw that out there.
April Fools.
Yeah. Happy April 1st.
Yes, it's a good April 1st.
Cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. A little bit of a goofy episode, but we will see you next week, hopefully with some draft news. And this is not a joke. All right. See you guys. Bye-bye.